Deep in the heart of a forgotten village, tucked away from civilization, there stood a cemetery that sent shivers down the spines of those who dared to speak its name. Known as Blackthorn Cemetery, it lay in a desolate corner of the world, perpetually cloaked in darkness and secrets. The village had long abandoned any attempt to maintain the cemetery, allowing nature to reclaim its once hallowed ground. Overgrown vines intertwined with crumbling tombstones, obscuring the names of the departed and trapping their restless souls within an eternal labyrinth of decay. The locals spoke of strange occurrences that plagued the village, attributing them to the malevolent force that emanated from Blackthorn Cemetery. Shadows danced beneath the moonlight, whispering voices carried on the wind, and a chilling presence pervaded the air, leaving an indelible mark of fear upon the hearts of the villagers. One stormy night, a group of curious teenagers, Ethan, Olivia, Max, and Lily, decided to defy the warnings and venture into the depths of Blackthorn Cemetery. Armed with flashlights and fueled by a morbid curiosity, they stepped into the realm of the dead. As they treaded cautiously through the overgrown paths, the atmosphere grew increasingly oppressive. The wind howled, as if warning them of the peril that awaited. The flickering lanterns hanging from the trees cast eerie shadows that seemed to twist and contort in unnatural ways. As they approached a dilapidated mausoleum, a bolt of lightning illuminated the sky, revealing a glimpse of an ethereal figure standing at its entrance. It was a ghostly woman, her face etched with sorrow, beckoning them forward with a spectral hand. Trepidation and fascination mingled within the hearts of the teenagers as they cautiously entered the mausoleum. Inside, they discovered a hidden chamber, adorned with ancient symbols and dusty relics. A sense of unease washed over them as they realized they had stumbled upon a forgotten secret buried within Blackthorn Cemetery. Among the artifacts, they found a weathered journal, its pages filled with cryptic writings and testimonies of those who had encountered the dark forces that plagued the cemetery. The journal spoke of a curse, born from an unspeakable act committed long ago, which had cursed the land and its deceased inhabitants. Intrigued and driven by a desire to lift the curse, the group delved deeper into the secrets hidden within the journal's pages. They discovered a ritual that, if performed correctly, could break the curse and release the tormented souls trapped within Blackthorn Cemetery. With trembling hands, they followed the instructions meticulously, their voices intertwining in a chant that echoed through the chamber. The air crackled with an electric energy as the incantation reached its crescendo, causing the ground to tremble beneath their feet. Suddenly, the mausoleum walls shook violently, releasing a surge of dark energy that consumed the room. Terrifying apparitions emerged from the shadows, their hollow eyes fixed upon the intruders. The curse had been awakened, and its wrath knew no bounds. The teenagers found themselves locked in a nightmarish battle against the vengeful spirits that sought to claim their souls. Each step was a desperate fight for survival as they navigated the treacherous labyrinth of the cemetery, their hearts pounding with terror and determination. Amidst the chaos, Ethan, with a newfound courage, remembered a fragment of information from the journal. A talisman hidden within the oldest tomb of the cemetery could counteract the curse and banish the spirits once and for all. Risking their lives, they made their way to the heart of Blackthorn Cemetery, where the oldest tomb stood in solemn silence. The lid of the tomb creaked open, revealing the talisman, a shimmering amulet pulsating with an otherworldly glow. Its power radiated through the air, pushing back the encroaching darkness. With the amulet in hand, the group unleashed its ancient power, creating a blinding light that repelled the vengeful spirits. The curse shattered, releasing a cacophony of wails and screams that faded into the night. As the darkness lifted, Blackthorn Cemetery transformed before their eyes. The tombstones regained their pristine state, and a serene tranquility settled over the once haunted grounds. The curse had been broken, and the spirits found their long-awaited peace. With heavy hearts and a newfound appreciation for the fragility of life, the teenagers left Blackthorn Cemetery, forever changed by the horrors they had witnessed. The village, now freed from the grip of darkness, slowly recovered, its inhabitants feeling a renewed sense of hope and gratitude. But Blackthorn Cemetery would forever remain a chilling reminder of the darkness that lurked beneath the surface of the world. Its memory would be etched in the minds of those who had braved its horrors, a testament to the indomitable spirit of humanity in the face of unspeakable evil. And as the years passed, the legend of Blackthorn Cemetery would be whispered from generation to generation, ensuring that the darkness within would never be forgotten.
If you like stories like this, please like and subscribe.
Or you will become a victim in one of my nightmare stories.
Years later, the village surrounding Blackthorn Cemetery had thrived, its inhabitants blissfully unaware of the terrors that had once plagued their land. The horrors of the past were relegated to mere whispers, fading into the annals of time. However, despite the apparent tranquility, a new generation of teenagers began to hear the faint echoes of the cemetery's dark history. Among them were Emily, a curious and adventurous spirit, and James, a skeptic who believed there must be a rational explanation for the cemetery's infamous reputation. Driven by a desire to uncover the truth, Emily and James embarked on a journey to explore Blackthorn Cemetery. Armed with cameras and a determination to debunk the supernatural claims, they ventured into the heart of the once dreaded grounds. As they stepped foot inside the cemetery, a sudden chill ran down their spines, sending a ripple of unease through their bodies. The air grew heavy, as if laden with the weight of forgotten spirits. Shadows danced between the tombstones, whispering secrets only they could hear. Undeterred, Emily and James pressed on, capturing the eerie ambiance with their cameras. They documented the overgrown paths, the weathered gravestones, and the distant howls of the wind. But as they ventured deeper, the presence of the supernatural became impossible to ignore. Their skepticism began to waver as they witnessed unexplained phenomena, flickering lights, disembodied whispers, and glimpses of ghostly apparitions. The veil between the living and the dead seemed to thin, enveloping them in a world beyond their comprehension. One fateful night, as they explored a forgotten corner of the cemetery, they discovered a hidden burial ground obscured by thick foliage. Intrigued, they carefully pushed aside the overgrowth, revealing an ancient tomb unlike any they had encountered before. Inside, they found a crumbling altar adorned with cryptic symbols and a worn-out tome filled with forbidden knowledge. The pages told tales of a dark cult that had once thrived within the village, invoking sinister forces and performing sacrilegious rituals. Emily's curiosity got the better of her, and against James's protests, she began deciphering the rituals described within the tome. Her voice echoed through the chamber as she unwittingly unleashed a dormant power, a malevolence that had slumbered for centuries. The ground quaked, and the walls of the tomb trembled as a surge of darkness engulfed the chamber. Emily and James found themselves trapped within an inescapable nightmare, surrounded by the very horrors they had sought to confront. Determined to rectify their mistake, they scoured the tome for a solution. In its depths, they discovered a counter-ritual, one that required immense courage, self-sacrifice, and a profound belief in the power of redemption. With their hearts pounding and their spirits tested, Emily and James performed the counter-ritual, their voices intertwining in a desperate plea for salvation. The energy in the chamber shifted, battling against the consuming darkness that threatened to consume them. In a blinding flash of light, the darkness dissipated, leaving Emily and James gasping for breath. The tomb fell silent, its malevolence vanquished once more. They had succeeded in undoing the damage they had unwittingly unleashed. As they emerged from the tomb, Emily and James found Blackthorn Cemetery transformed. The once ominous atmosphere gave way to a newfound serenity, and the spirits of the restless departed found solace at last. Their harrowing experience served as a cautionary tale for the village, reminding its inhabitants of the delicate balance between life and death. The legend of Blackthorn Cemetery would live on, whispered in hushed tones as a reminder of the darkness that can be awakened by the curious and the foolish. Emily and James, forever marked by their encounter, vowed to protect the village from the shadows that lurked in the corners of their world. They established a society dedicated to the study and preservation of supernatural knowledge, ensuring that the lessons of Blackthorn Cemetery would never fade into obscurity. And so, the village carried on, its history forever entwined with the secrets of Blackthorn Cemetery. The spirits slumbered peacefully, the memory of their anguish and the power of redemption a lingering presence that would endure through the ages.